What's going to make the difference in this race next Tuesday?
Experience, turnout. I believe people of Alabama are sick and tired of what's been going on in Montgomery. We're offering them an experienced alternative, somebody that's been there and done it. All experience is not equal. There's good experience and there's bad experience. We offer them good experience. When I was there, we protected the children of Alabama. We followed the law. We stood up for things that mattered. We stopped the corruption. We broke the back of the meth epidemic. Look, Alabama has a lot of problems today. We don't have a single problem can't be solved. So the message for Tuesday is, if you're sick and tired of what's been going on, if enough is enough, you can take Alabama back. There's an alternative of experience with a proven record of solving the problems in Montgomery, and that's really the message we bring to Dothan tonight.
If whoever's in there, if it's whittled down to a runoff, that leaves only two. With only two people in the race, is it easier, and this would be for both candidates, is it easier to get your message out there and get it heard?
I don't think so. I think our message is out there. I hear from people everywhere I go. I hear from friends on Facebook. What we're saying resonates. People are tired of being embarrassed by leadership in Montgomery. They're tired of the same old. They're tired of people believing that politics matters more than the people in this state. They're tired of politicians who've forgotten who works for who. We're the people. We own government. We don't work for these politicians. And this is a chance to take it back. Look, somebody asked me the other day, said, why did you want to get back in politics? I didn't want to get back in politics, but I was called to get back in politics because of the mockery that these people have made of Montgomery. I can't do it by myself. I need everybody who feels like I do, that Montgomery's out of control, that the corruption is uncalled for. They need to stand up with me on Tuesday and let's take our state back.
Two more things. The Ethics Commission, or the bill that was dropped, and the panel that's now meeting in Montgomery to rework ethics laws. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't think that at the same time that we were deciding what to do with Governor Bentley, and the Attorney General's own grand jury was saying that the ethics laws did not protect Alabama from that kind of corruption, that the Attorney General should have been leading the charge to water down the ethics law. That sends all the wrong messages. It says to people who come to Montgomery to break the law, to steal and to betray the people that sent them there, that it's okay. So, do we need an ethics law? Of course we do. But we need an ethics law that you don't need a bunch of people to explain it. I've said it before in Dothan. When I went to Montgomery, I took a big dose of Coffee County common sense. That's what's missing in Montgomery. We need an ethics law that you can understand that says if you betray the people you work for, there are going to be consequences. And then we need to use the consequences to punish the conduct.
One more thing, and I hate to beat this horse, but it's still the most asked question we get. If Troy King becomes Attorney General again, can Center Stage, Alabama operate without a state effort to shut it down?
Well, look, when I was Attorney General before, we followed the law. There are people I have no control over who went and refused to follow the law. My record on gaming is very clear. We are going to follow the law. If you want to change the law, you don't change it with raids and court opinions. You change it by going to the legislature and having the legislature change it. I've always believed that the people of Alabama ought to be trusted to vote on this issue and settle it once and for all. We have bigger problems, in my opinion, than bingo in Alabama. We have a crime rate that's at a 20-year high. When I was Attorney General, it was at a 30-year low. We have an epidemic in this state with opioids. That we are the highest prescribing state, 2 prescriptions per citizen of Alabama, every man, woman, and child. That epidemic with opioids is going to become a heroin addiction problem that is going to devastate Alabama. We have serious problems that need to be addressed. Look, I've been told I lost the Attorney General's race over the issue of gambling. I didn't lose the Attorney General's race. I surrendered the office on principle, because the principle of following the law is what I put my hand on the Bible and swore to do. I did it then, and I'm going to do it again. We are going to follow the law in this state.
2 things real quick.
Yes, sir.
First off, you were criticized last election about filing the BP lawsuit. Turned out to be very good that you filed the BP lawsuit. What's your opinions on that and the settlement? And you were blasted about it, that you, by what's his name, that you filed the lawsuit.
Well, when I filed that lawsuit, Alabama had a $144 million offer on the table from BP. Alabama ended up with over $2.5 billion. And the reason we ended up with that amount of money is because I sued BP. I sued them over Governor Riley's objections, and I sued them in the face of a lot of criticism from their former lobbyist, Luther Strange. The fact of the matter is, right is right, and you should always do what's right. But it really only counts if you do what's right when it matters, when it costs you something to do what was right. I'm very proud for the people of Alabama that we filed that lawsuit, that Alabama became the leader in the fight to recover money and to protect our citizens, and that Alabama recovered more money to put into the rehabilitation and the restoration of our state.
Alabama is the third highest per capita murder rate in the United States. Jefferson County has a very high murder rate. Somebody was murdered 2 or 3 blocks from the Attorney General's office. As Attorney General, what will you do to help law enforcement?
Well, what I'll do for law enforcement is the same thing I did before, which is to watch their back. They're going to know when they go into the streets of this state that if something happens, the Attorney General is going to be their friend and is going to be standing at their side. Solving violent crime is not that complicated. We take the laws, we use the laws, we punish the criminals, and we deter criminal conduct. It's really not that complicated. And it doesn't have to be the way that it is. It wasn't that way 8 years ago. I've proven it doesn't have to be that way. The question is, do the people of Alabama want change? Do they want to go back to a time when you didn't lead the news every night with stories about corruption and embarrassing things that people in public office are doing, or not?
Thank you.